Yeah, I'm sorry that took so long to get going. Had some technical difficulties, and I actually honestly didn't have the best sleep last night, and kind of got a little vertigo going on. So um, hopefully the lights don't bother me. Sorry. Hopefully the lights don't bother me too much, and I like pass out or something. But yeah. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hopefully you're doing well as always. I know a lot of you glad you had patience, and everything is headed, upward for now. But I'm gonna talk about the movement of the market later. Um, Sorry, I'm not as hype as I thought I was gonna be on this stream. Excited, but my head is hurting. Anyway, so yeah, everything played out. Just like we said, I see a lot of people in this. It's not trying to be competitive or anything. I see a lot of people saying stuff that I don't think are going to be true. I'm still looking for some more data points to see what the market is going to move in the future. One thing I can say is I do see some of the bigger movements. Um, I'm talking all out of order here, y'all, but whatever. I do see some bigger movements on the pattern that I can see happening. What I can say is, like I said, once the stuff starts picking up and you got retail involved and all that kind of stuff, it does move a little differently. But the bigger moves are usually the ones that stay in place. Um, so yeah, everything's playing out right now in that in between area. If y'all know, I said in the group, there's the two little windows or whatever. This is in between the windows, and I'm waiting for that the next move. Hopefully, y'all understand what I just said. I put two windows in the group. We're in between the windows. I think that was a clear statement. Anyway, a lot of people also excited about. Actually, it wasn't even really talked about a lot. And I was even seeing how the market started pumping pretty much with no news. I don't want to say no news, but it wasn't really any news. But kind of went under the radar that Paul Atkins is now. I think he's been officially sworn in as the new SEC chair after Gary. Why is the stream pausing? Is it pausing for y'all too? Okay, no. Um, but yeah, he is in it as the new chair. People excited about it. But anyway, the news is kind of going under the radar. Nobody's really talking about it as much. Anyway, let's keep moving. Just in PayPal to pay 3.7% annual yield on PYUSD stablecoin to boost adoption. In the U.S., yield accrue daily, paid monthly, starting this summer. A bold move to complete a growing stablecoin market. I mean, this is gonna be really crazy. I mean, I think I made a video even about PYUSD and Shopify and all this stuff last year. Of course, it looks crazy when you talk about it too early. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because I know a lot of people, like I said, they keep a lot of money on PayPal when they get payments and stuff, and sometimes people just pay for stuff online when they're online shopping straight out of there. Let me play this clip too while I get the rest of this these notes and stuff together.
Digital assets are firmly ingrained in the financial services landscape. Today, more than 50 million people own cryptocurrency, and hundreds of businesses engage in cryptocurrency and require banking services. National banks and federal savings associations are well positioned to support crypto asset activities from within the federally regulated banking sector. I'm pleased that recently the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency clarified that certain crypto-related activities, including crypto asset custody, holding deposits as reserve-backing stablecoins, and using distributed ledger technology and stablecoins for payment activities are all legally permissible. The OCC also confirmed its expectation that banks conducting novel crypto activities do so with appropriate risk management processes in place. This action reduces regulatory burden, encourages responsible innovation, and enables banks to leverage new technology and innovative ways to serve their clients and customers. To learn more, visit occ.gov.
As I always say, man, it's crazy to realize that even though even though the market may not have went the way everybody wanted it to, I keep saying you guys are much earlier and know more than most people do. And this next slide here was nothing much, but it's talking about Bitcoin past Amazon and silver. And so one of my guys that I've been talking to him about crypto for a couple of years now, and he sent me this one. Well, I stole this tweet from somebody else, but he sent me something else about it that he was reading about it. I was telling him like, I mean, it's not too late to get in. Um, a lot of people are gonna feel like it's too late. A lot of people gonna wait, just like the people did last cycle. They're gonna wait too long. Then when the market's really running, they're gonna come back in and be X liquidity. But that won't be us. Also, in other news, usually I don't talk about this a lot, but I see a lot of people, regular retail, talking about it. People that I know. Um, but the Bitcoin ETFs brought in about, I think, about $1 billion yesterday, 920 million. So things are looking bullish right now. Like I said, I don't from what I'm seeing, I don't think it's going to play out like some people are saying. But it's still pretty bullish from here. Most of the crap we went through for the last couple of months, I would pretty much say are over. I'm trying to pick an order to play these in. Um, let me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to pull this thing down. Um, sorry. So this is what I've been saying the whole time. What? Not the whole time, but I have said this before. The thing that's going wrong with everything is that our country is playing their own kind of game, but everybody is not in on the game. You know what I mean? It says China foreign ministry said this is not the right way to deal with China, and it's not feasible. China foreign ministry says the U.S. should conduct dialogue with China on basis of equality and mutual benefit. China foreign ministry on Trump comment regarding the trade deal with China says U.S. can't say it wants to reach an agreement with China, and on the other hand, keep exerting extreme pressure. So they're, like I said, I mean, same thing I've been saying over and over. They say this stuff out loud for the people, investors to get scared and to create the movements in the market that they want. But behind closed doors, they're doing something else. And so another thing, a lot of people been talking about how Trump just flip flopped or whatever. And I keep saying this, and I always play these clips so y'all can see it for yourself. I don't want you to just hear it from my mouth. Like, listen to what I'm saying, but watch what he's doing. And I keep saying every time he has something, like even when he mentioned the tariffs that first time, you could see it on his face. Like, for one, they knew that he talks too much, and that he's going to start saying stuff, right? So that's why they hand him that big cardboard thing, whatever, with the tariffs on there, and he's looking at it last minute too. Like, people think he's looking at it just because he's reading it out loud in the press conference, but he's seeing it for the first time, and he's just like, all right, this is not what I said, but he has to go ahead and read it because they put him on the spot. Puppet, whatever you want to call it. I keep telling y'all what I think about the president. Y'all been on the channel long enough. I don't have to say it anymore. But look how he's lost here. He's not pleased, for one, because he does like the spotlight. He does like to be seen in a good light. He wants to be praised. Um, he doesn't like the stuff that's going on. So when they're asking him these questions, listen to the inflections that he's using. He doesn't know the answers. Like, they're asking him this stuff, and he's just saying what he has to say. Like, everybody's, you got a lot of people like, man, Trump's a big dog, and he makes people do what he wants, and he runs the show, and he puts his foot down or whatever, and then he flip flops and does this, and people are confused about it. Is because it's not supposed to make sense. He's not in control. He's just following what people are saying. But anyway, let me just play the clip.
Today, Treasury Secretary Guston
Is this
suggested that
the
if
clip?
tariff rates as high as they are now is effectively an embargo of trade between the United States and China. Do you see it that way?
Not sure. 145% is very high, and it won't be that high. Not going to be that high. It got up to that. We were talking about fentanyl, where, various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high. It'll come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were just destroyed. China was taking us for a ride, and just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very good to China, have a great relationship with President Xi, but they would make billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and they would build their military out of the United States and what they made. So that won't happen, but they're going to do very well. And I think they're going to be happy, and I think we're going to live together very happily and ideally work together. So I think it's going to work out very well. But no, it's at 145%. There will not be anywhere near that number.
Y'all see that change of tone? That's what I'm saying. Like before, it was like talking crap to China. It was very, very bully tone, saying they need to just do what we say or whatever. Now the tone is just changing. That's what I'm saying. Even when I talked about the pattern, and I think one of the things I say about the pattern when I talked about this relief rally that we had, somewhere at the end, I was like, people's like, what is it going to be? And I think I said something like, whatever reason they make up. It's just going to be a relief rally. I'm not even going to try to pretend I know the reason, because you got everybody's, everybody wants to act like they NBC News and like they got a degree in finance. I think me and a couple of other people are the only ones that do, but then everybody wants to act like they're a financial guru and talk about, the macroeconomics and all this stuff, and hardly know what they're talking about, but none of this stuff matters. It's whatever reason they make up. But more important than whatever reason they make up, I'm really pissed right now because I lost one of my most important tweets. And I'm trying to, hold on, man. I'm trying to pull it back up. Let me just talk around what it is if I can't get it to come up. Now I'm going to be all out of order. But the tweet was saying, like I was saying that I gave you the window when the relief rally would come. And I said, whatever reason they made up. And then we were talking in the group how the relief rally came and there really was no bullish news. And that's what I'm saying about the pattern. It's just going to come out of nowhere. They're following the pattern. They're not going to give you any clues. They're just going to make their moves. But anyway, I saw a tweet. Maybe I'll find it later and put it in a group. But they were saying how they had a closed door meeting. And they were saying how the stocks and stuff were rallying all morning. They already knew what announcement they were going to make about letting up on the tariffs. And then, the market started rallying, and then the news came out later. I'm pretty sure there's always, since the beginning of time, been insider trading. People use that term like it's such a criminal offense, which it really is and should be. But insider trading happens all the time. But yeah, they pretty much had some meeting where they all came together and talked about it before. So they all loaded up on their stocks, whatever they was going to do. And then they tell you at the last minute. And that's why I keep saying the thing about this pattern that allows our group to do is know the stuff is coming before it comes. We don't have to wait for macro news and wait. Do you think it's going to be interest rate cuts, or you think it's going to be quantitative easing and they're going to start? But we don't have to worry about all that stuff. But whatever. But I'm just pointing out the stuff so I know how crazy and delusional this stuff sounds when I talk about it. I'm always trying to give you examples. I don't want to force you to have confirmation bias because I'm saying it like you watch the clips for yourself. See how lost he looks when he's answering these questions. He's not happy about it. Also stuff like China saying, hey, they saying they want to come to agreement, but why y'all still, putting out these news things and having these bully taxes or whatever? Like something's not lining up. That's been something that people been saying this whole cycle, especially the last couple of months. I have another one over here. Yeah, even Kabisi was talking about this morning. He says something doesn't add up here. I've been talking about this for months. That's what everybody's saying. Nothing makes sense. How come we had bullish news in the market then pump? How come we had bearish news in the market or vice versa? You know what I'm saying? But then Trump was like, Kabisi was like, first, Trump on April 7th, federal Chair Powell is moving slowly. Two, Besant, on the April 14th, Trump administration is thinking of a successor to Powell. Trump on April 17th, Chair Powell will be out of here. Trump on April 19th, studying if he can fire Federal Chair Powell. Trump on April 21st, Fed Chair Powell is a major loser. Trump today, no intention on firing Federal Chair Powell. That's what they just say what they need to say to match the pattern. Trump is not, I'm sorry, I keep saying this, he does not make any calls. I know it makes no sense to y'all. Y'all think, well, it's not him, bro. That's why the stuff just changes at the flip of a dime. He's just a good spokesperson and has good, sorry, I'm a little tired, y'all. He's a good personality, but he's just the mouthpiece. He's the mouthpiece. But yeah, all this stuff continues to change. But anyway, I think at one point we went up to like 94, and I remember at one time, I ain't gonna lie, I do wish I'm trying not to get caught up in the I told you so stuff or whatever. But at one point somebody asked me like where I thought it could go, and 94 was my area, but I told you I didn't know, and I didn't know. but that's what I would have said. But we reached like that 94 area, and came down because there are a lot of shorts lined up at around, I think, 95,000. Things like $5 billion worth. So that's going to be an interesting area to see how stuff plays out or whatever. And there's a lot of people been saying as well. This first move here is just going to be liquidity pools, whether it's shorts, longs, all that kind of stuff. This is some of it is people aping back in the market and getting excited, especially of course in altcoins. As far as Bitcoin, a lot of it's going to be liquidation stuff, and we're going to wait to see how bullish stuff gets and how much the market runs. This something was important in this tweet. What was I finna say about this? Oh, just pretty much saying like, yeah, everybody's gonna get different entries. Like, of course, some of the stuff we bought, maybe you didn't buy it at the lowest. Maybe you bought it, we bought it at 50 cents, and like you like, dang, now it's down to 40 cents or 35 cents, and dang, somebody else is gonna get it at a better price if you don't have a chance to DCA or whatever. Everybody's gonna have different prices they get in. You're gonna get out of different spots. Actually, I gotta put out some more DCA alerts too. But yeah, don't worry about that. That's all I've been saying. Just stick to it. Don't think about the short term. I know it's been bearish for a couple of months. A lot of people have left the market. People say they're gonna come back. You don't want to come back too late though. But yeah, man, just stick through it and have patience. I had one more tweet. I messed it up when I was trying to find that other tweet. I'm not finding it right now. Maybe I'll just let it go. But yeah, man, I just want to come on here, like I said, and remind y'all that yes, we're following this pattern. It's lined up 9 times, or really more than that. We just lined up 9 times in a row, without fail, without any. Oh, I wish it would have worked. Like this, working on the dime. So we are working hard to continue to do these calculations. We still need some more data points to see the near moves. I do want to say one thing I think is going to happen. Maybe I'll talk about that in the group. But right now, we do have 2 data points that we feel like no matter how the pattern lines up is going to pretty much line up in the further future, though. So right now we're just trying to calculate things and figure out what's going to happen in the near future. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of other stuff I can say. I can't find this last tweet. But yeah, if y'all got any comments, questions, and concerns, I'm going to get to those in a minute if I cannot find this last tweet. I'm not finding it. I wish I'd have wrote it in my notes. I don't think I had any notes up here. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I can't find that last tweet. We're still picking up in views and interaction I see here because the market's still turning. Not a lot of y'all today. What we got here? Zoe's the GOAT. Man, I wish I was the GOAT. If I was the GOAT, I would have made all these calls. I keep saying I'm so pissed off that I wasn't paying attention to and doing this earlier. But like I said, it's different. Like I said, I still have to work and do my production stuff that I do to DCA into the market. If I had a huge Patreon that was really, taking care of, my bills and all the other kind of stuff, then I could have other researchers doing stuff, and I could have been doing this earlier. But I don't know. I mean, everything I guess happens when it's supposed to. Anyway, so I need to be better at taking compliments, but appreciate it, man. Natty said, "What's good, man? What's good with you too?" My head is hurting right now, really bad. But I'm right. Katie Kate said, "Hi, Zoe. What's up, Katie Kate?" I feel like soon we're gonna have somebody named Jimmy Joe. Oh God, my head is hurting. You think the Fed is going to do QE? For that, we have to see something break. Be honest, I haven't seen your name before, so I don't know if you're new here, but I mean, I really don't care, to be honest. We've been following this pattern, and the pattern, no matter what, when they, like I always say, sorry for y'all that have to hear this again, but when they put out bullish news and I saw people getting excited, if the pattern didn't line up with it, I just sat there, and just continued to like read my Discord stuff, or read Twitter, trying to find new projects or what's going on. And in verse when it's something bearish would happen, people would ask what I think, and I'm just following this pattern. Right now, it has been lining up perfectly for us, even though sometimes we have to do recalculations. So, um, if you're new here, I know I probably sound crazy to you, but I'm not. I don't really care. I'm not really focusing on when they do QE, when they do interest rate cuts, or any of that kind of stuff. I feel like they will make the moves that they want to make before they put out that bullish news anyway, and that's what we want to be ready for. Um, and I know when I put out stuff like this, when I had my last stream, I knew I was going to get trolls from that, and people saying like I was making it up or whatever. But if anybody's in the group, you can tell there's no edit to that. I put out, I think I put out that message in the Discord. I think it was like April 14th or something like that. But we knew it. We knew it before that. We've been talking about this for a minute, so it's not like I said that the day before, whatever. That was like a week before, and I could have said it, you know, before that. But as I've been telling the group, I've not been trying to just be like, I put up the little funny thumbnails or whatever, but it's not me trying to be like a fortune teller or say I told you so, whatever. I keep saying I was saying to them that I was trying to get more data points before I talked about it. I'm not just trying to be like a know-it-all. But yeah, we saw this little April spot last month. No, we probably saw it like 6 weeks ago, but we were just waiting to see how the pattern was lining up. But anyway, whenever they do QE, I don't really care. I feel like we'll have a leg up on them and know it before they do it. James said, "What's up, Zoe? What's up, man? Go rest." It's ticking me off. I know I need to rest, but it's like, dang, I don't know why we have a bad night of sleep while stuff is ticking up and I need to be doing the most research. And I'm not good at napping. I'm not good at sleeping during the daytime at all. It feels like some, not saying to anybody to do, I'm just saying to me, it feels like some loser stuff. Like I should be up like doing something actively. I have a hard time taking naps, but I may have to take a nap. I'm supposed to be working out, but I might have to skip that too. Anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out on the stream. We're gonna continue to do these calculations and figure things out. Some stuff will, I don't want to say that, but some stuff will start running early. Make sure you're holding the stuff that you believe in, but some of the stuff I don't feel like it will run in sky. Sorry. Some of the stuff I feel like will not run until later. I always forget to get the Patreon link. What's this thing doing? Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I have way different streams. I just be doing anything. My bad. I'm a human dog. I got a yawn. I'm tired. I see your comments. I'm just trying to put this link in the chat as my people telling me to do. That is Patreon if you want to get in and keep up with the pattern, kind of know where the market is moving, and get some good picks. And I keep saying this. I'm saying this why I see a lot of people talking about some of the picks we already got in there, which I already knew they were good, but they decided to run the quality later and run meme coins first. So that's where we at. What we got here? Go rest. I'm gonna get some in a minute. Win QE? Oh man, I have no idea. You saying win QE or what is QE? I think you said a win, like win. Okay. How if you compare this to other cycles, will it go down again? Well, I mean, being honest, that's not even comparing it to other cycles. It's always gonna go down again, always. The thing we're just trying to, like I said, with the pattern is keeping up. When is the market going to go down? How much is going to go down? Like, when is it going to go down so much that we probably need to take profits because it's a short-term top or something like that? Oh yeah, it's definitely going to go down again. Oh, so let me say that too. And I know it's going to sound like I'm talking out two sides of my mouth. So yeah, we saw this relief rally coming in, and you do want to pick up some good altcoins that you believe in, that you feel like will do well. Not all of them going to run right now. Some of them will. Some of them have already run. Like, I mean, I've seen some stuff up 100% already. Some up, up over 100%. But at the same time, like I saw other people saying, like, don't think like, dang, like, man, like that relief rally came and I just missed it. Man, I'm so sick of this mess. Like, you still got time. Like, the market is not over. Of course, some stuff probably ran up more than you wanted to, but there's still other opportunities out there. You don't have to think you missed it. But at the same time, don't FOMO. Like, of course, if something went up over 100%, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be the mover because it's got, as most people, it's got momentum. It went up 100%, so therefore I should jump in. It might come down 40% tomorrow, or later today, or next week, or whatever, for you to get a better entry. So just find the stuff that pretty much hasn't moved probably much yet that you still believe in. Um, and, yeah, that's all I can really say. Doesn't mean because stuff hasn't moved that it's not good. Doesn't mean if something has already moved that it's going to be the best or whatever. So um, that's why I say I always just try to stay level headed in the market. Sorry. So you think bottom is in before next all-time high for BTC? I'd probably say yeah on that. Yeah, I'd probably say yes on that. That's not without even looking at the pattern. I feel like it was a long-term downturn. They really like stretched that out over the long period of time to really make people go out of the market. It'd be different if it just dropped and came back up, but it's been a couple of months of down. So yeah, I do believe the bottom is in. It's just that I don't think everything's gonna play out like I see a lot of people saying it on their the YouTube streams or whatever. And I'm not saying their names, not trying to compete. I tell you all the time, I care about y'all, but I don't really care about like growing a crypto YouTube channel. Like most people, there's much more profitable ways to make money on YouTube. But I'm just saying, I see a lot of people saying stuff that I don't think is gonna play out. Like they're seeing it play out. But yeah, I was like, say like whoever asked that, Liliana, yeah, there's definitely gonna be downs again. I mean, it's not like it's going straight up. People love to say that, like, oh, straight up from here, that's it. We going, nah, man. Anyway, I'm probably gonna drink some water, get some breakfast, and I gotta handle some stuff in crypto first and read some different groups and discords and stuff. But I may take like a 30-minute nap if my body will let me. But anyway, patreon.com/cryptozo is in the chat. If you want to get in the group, find some picks early before they take off. I see a lot of them being shielded as far as being put in, one in particular, as far as being everybody saying, you got to have this in your portfolio. But we've already put it in our portfolio. Yeah, so join the group if you want some good picks. Watch the pattern, seeing where the market is moving, and all that good stuff. Oh, this is a pretty short stream. I feel good about that. Patreon.com/cryptozo. I'm going to catch y'all next time.